Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and a second puzzle by Flipson today. The last one by Flipson was called Welcome to Elementary School. Flipson, I think, is a maths teacher who has moved up to secondary school now, and this puzzle is called Welcome to Secondary School. So when Flipson wrote to us, they were just about to have their first meeting with their mentor, which is seemingly a big moment. So I hope it went well. I hope the whole term's gone well, and we'll try and get this in before the term finishes. And let's presume when we solve the puzzle that Flipson's maths students are now geniuses since they've been exposed to Flipson's teachings. We'll have a look at this puzzle in a moment. It's a Fog-of-War puzzle, so they're always good fun, and I'm looking forward to giving it a go. First of all, our Kickstarter only has 3 days left, so do join the pledge, get hold of a copy of the story that we're going to be running. I was a little behind on some of the announcements of new puzzle authors, so as well as the 10 or 11 puzzles by Sandra and Nala that seeded the book, we're also going to be having puzzles from J Dyer, Chili, Fistamafel, and based on recent amounts of people subscribing, Analytical Ninja has been thrown into the mix, and I believe today as well also Math Pesto. So if you are seeing, and if you are knowledgeable enough to know who was involved in the recent ARG, you may see a little bit of overlap with them. But we are delighted to have such fantastic authors contributing Fog-of-War puzzles, and you know there will be something different in those, even from today's puzzle. But Fog-of-War is a brilliant new genre, very good for playing online. The book is an ebook. It's just sent to you, and you play on your machine in your own time, on your own device. If you want to have a go at the puzzles, you read the story there too. It's not a physical copy book like our actual first and second greatest hits books, but thank you if you've joined the Kickstarter. Thank you if you've joined us on Patreon. Loads going on Patreon at the moment already, including my monthly club special cryptic crossword solve, Simon grappling with another incredibly hard Sudoku recently, and loads going on there. Of course, the Snack Doku reward from the Skunkworks, curated by Panthera. We are delighted with how that's gone. So popular. 100 4x4 puzzles. Brilliant stuff. And of course, there's all our apps. Fantastic content in those as well. There's Sven's SUDOKU PAD, which we recommend. There are merchandise items, including holiday items. Check out all the links. But the second link under the video is to Flipson's Welcome to Secondary School, and I will go through the rules now. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Is my mouse being awkward today? I'm not sure. There's a chess knights restriction. Right. I had not prepared for this. Well, I hadn't even noticed that in the rules. Here is my man who is going to sit in front of me and remind me when I forget that there is a chess knight restriction. I'm praying he will do the job today, and we will see. Each cage contains a prime number read from left to right. Oh, look, we can see that some cages are 2 cells and some are 1. Well, that's interesting. Okay, that's unexpected as a rule. Digits along an arrow sum up to the number in that arrow's circle, so those 2 will add to that one. I get a chance to do some exampling here in this revealed row. Digits separated by a white dot are consecutive, so those 2 cells contain consecutive digits. I can't show you a black dot, but if that was one, digits separated by it would be in a 1-to-2 ratio. One would be double the other. And cells separated by an X, like these 2, sum to 10. Wow, I mean, that's an intriguing bunch of rules. We will no doubt uncover markings in the fog. This must be... it didn't say that the prime numbers are all different. I don't think we can fill the whole puzzle with cages. We shall see. Give it a try. I'm sure you will do very well at this one. I am going to start now. Don't forget the knight's move, and I'm talking to my brain there. Right, let's get cracking. Okay, so the first thing I'm thinking about being able to see 5 cages with I was just about to say all these cells are odd numbers. That is a dangerous thing to say, because there is a prime number that is even. And the secret that you don't need me to tell you is that it's 2. So this number could be 2. In fact, it must be 2, 3, 5, or 7. 1, please be aware, non-mathematicians, 1 is not a prime number. It is not defined as such. Now, what's that telling me? If this is odd, we've got all the odds done, and these are all evens. In fact, that and that are even, which I know because of the white dots. 2 cells connected by a white dot must include 1 odd and 1 even. This one actually is odd because it's on an X. X is an even sum, and that needs 2 odds to make it up, or 2 evens. So this is odd, right, and on the arrow we have got 1 odd and 1 even, therefore, to make up an odd sum. So that will take our total of odds in the row to 5. This must be even. And it kind of feels like that's as much as we can do at this point, which it's obviously not, because we're going to have to break through the fog somehow. Now, this is R, of course, sorry, I was being a little bit dense. So the 2-digit prime numbers, they don't just end in an odd number. They can't end in 5 either, because a 2-digit number ending in 5 is divisible by 5. So these are 1, 3, 7, and 9, and this can no longer be 3 or 7. It is 2 or 5. Now, if it's 5, that's even. And could be any of the even numbers. No, if it's 5, right, this can't be a 1 in the circle of an arrow. Honestly, I don't even know why I'm entertaining that notion. So, what are the possible differences between these numbers? 2 or 4 if it's even. 1, 5, or 7 if it's odd. This is 1, 3, 7, or 9 as well. And that's 3 of them. And this is in a circle. Look, we can just see an arrow heading out of here. And it can't be a 1-cell arrow because that digit would then be the same as that and they're in the same box. So it's at least a 2-cell arrow. That is not a 1 now. Okay, so let's think about this being a 2. If that's a 2, this goes... Oh no, let's think about this being a 3 first of all. That might be simpler. Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to do first, because I've only got 2 places where 1 can go in this row. I'm going to think about this being a 1. Then that's a 2 on the white dot. This is now a 5. We've got 1, 2, 5. What can this would be a 4, and that would be a 9. 1, 2, 9, 5, 4. The remaining digits we would have in the row are 3, 6, 7, and 8. That would be a 3-7 pair. And that's impossible, because this then would have to be from 3-7 as well. Right. That's a really intriguing start, actually. If this was a 1, that would be a 2. I'm just going to go through it again. It's exactly the same logic. This would become a 5. This would have to be a 4 with a 9 there. Now we'd have used 1 and 9 in the odds, or the prime ending odds along here. That would make these two 3 and 7 and make this cell impossible. So that is not a 1. Therefore, we know where the 1 is in the row, and we clear some fog finally. We get a 9 in the corner. That's got a white dot with an 8. This is not 9 now. This is 7 or 3. Touching 2, 4, or 6. I'm not sure I can do better than that yet. 8 in this row is in one of those 2 cells. There's a black dot appearing here. And this, right, this can't be a 3 on the circle anymore, can it? Because that would have to be 2 and 1 in those cells. We've already got 1 in the box. So that's a 7, touching a 6. Now we've got some progress. This is a 3-9 pair over here. This can't be 7. Actually, I don't think it could have been all 1. Anyway, I've found that out now. So one of these is a 5 now. Actually, one of those has always been a 5. I should have worked on that earlier. So this is a 9, and this is a 3. And the 9 is on a 5-4 arrow, and we know which way round that goes because of the prime bucket here. Then we're left with a 2 and an 8, and we've finished row 8, which was revealed to us. This pair, oh, I was going to say we know what it is, but we don't. It's 3-4 or 2-5. That's quite strange. Five can't be on a black dot, so one of these two is a 5. These are both from 2, 3, or 4. Now, if that was a black dot, if that was a 2, this would be a 4. It has to be even based on these and that. This one doesn't. I'm not getting traction there. So let's look at this. Is that really going to be any help? The arrow must be at least a 2-cell arrow, because if you had a circle here and the tip here, they couldn't be the same. So that wouldn't work. So we're adding both cells that appear on the black dot. So they can't be 4 and 8. We're told that all the arrows have circles, not pills. They're not mentioned. So they need to be single-digit total. So it's not 4 and 8, but it could be 3 and 6, or 4 and 2, or 2 and 1. That's really not helping much. 8 is in one of those 2 cells. This is odd. It's a bit like when I first got stuck here and I couldn't see how we're going to move. I'm not really sure now. This digit is 1, 2, 3, or 6. I am going to just fill those in, making this 3, 6, 1, 2, or 4. Knight's move. Here he is. He's telling me what's going on and I wasn't listening. Of course. Thank you, Emily, for giving me the knight's move, fella, without which I would have forgotten entirely. Right. Now, how's that going to help? We've taken 4 off there. The knight's move. Honestly, why can't I remember this stuff? Now, that can't be a 6, so that can't be a 3. So we've got 2 or 4 here. Touching, well, not 4 because of the knight's move and that. So touching 1, 2, or 8. So that could be 8, 4. Now, what else is the knight's move telling me? 2 sees that cell, so that's not a 2. This is now 2, 3, or 6 only. Now, is there a reason? Oh, if that was 2 and 1, this would have to be 8 and 4. Oh, look, this doesn't work. That's brilliant. Right, if that was 2 and 1 here, the only pair available from the 1, 2, 4, 8 family now, for various reasons that we've gone through. If that was 2 and 1 now, that cell would have to be an 8 because it sees both of those cells. This would be a 4. And suddenly this cell would have no fill. It would see 2, 8, and 4 on the knight's move. So that is not a 2-1 pair. This is a definite 3-6 pair. I'm not sure that's going to do anything, but it does look quite interesting. Yes, we're going to come to an arrow which is 9 and which has no other arrow cells. And that 9 can't be in those places. It must be reached by this. So it's in one of... Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I don't even know why that cleared fog. It shouldn't do. Right, 9 is in one of those cells. I suppose whichever was the correct 9 cleared the fog. But all I know at this moment is that 9 is in one of them. Now, this is 2 or 4. So that is 3 or 5. To make 7 total. This is another 7 total. And 5 reaches that cell from here. So 5 can't be here. So the only place for 5 in the box, this was more obvious than I realised, is there. That's got a 2 on its arrow. This is now a 1. It can't be a 4 by knight's move. That 2 sees both of these cells. And this can't be a 3. I should have taken that out. So it's 4 and 8. Here we go. We're off. We've finished box 9. This is a prime number. That's what these cages are. I have to remind myself of that. And I'm still remembering the knight's move. 4, 2, 5, 8 and 3. I feel like that has to be 3. Well, I haven't got any proof. Right. This is an odd digit from 1, 3, 7 or 9. And it's not 1. Oh, it's not 9 either, because of those 3 positions for 9 there. They all see that cell. So it's 3 or 7. I never even went back and checked that 83, 29, 47 and 61 are all prime. Clearly they are. I just used the information about them without actually working out the prime numbers. Right, 5 is in one of those 2 cells, because that 5 sees all of these in a knight's move puzzle. So, unfortunately, if that's 3 or 7, it doesn't really... Oh, what does limit this is Sudoku. 1, 2, 7, 3, 8, and 5 on the knight's move. So that is 4, 6, or 9. And that nearly... 63 and 93 are not prime. But I think the other combinations all are, so that doesn't actually sort that out. 9 can go there if it goes here. Now, that is 3 and 6. They're adding up to 9 somewhere. What are we going to do with that 9? Oh no, I should be looking for knight's moves, shouldn't I? Look, 2 in this box can't be there by Sudoku from that. And these 2 are knight's moves away from those 2s. So we get a 2 here, which doesn't look like it's going to do a lot of power, but it does restrict to... No... to 4 cells in box 5. 2, 9, 5, 4. So 3 and 8. 3 can't be there. Oh look, there's only one place for 3 in this box. That one sees that. That one sees that. We can put a 3 in there. This is a 6. That's where 9 goes now. Right, now this isn't 9 or 6. This is a 4. And this can still be 3 or 7. Both of those are prime. 4, so 5 we know is in one of these. This is 5 or 6. It sees 8 in the box and 9 on the knight's move. This digit is not 9 or 1, but 3 and 7. Look at that. That pair sees each other, so they're different. Interesting. They're different, and that rules 3 and 7 out of these cells. So the other 3 or 7 in box 6 is in one of those 2. 9, 5, 4, 3, 2. We've got an 8 up here. Oh look, this is a naked single. It sees 7 on the knight's move and everything else by ordinary Sudoku apart from 1. So this is 6. This becomes a naked single now. This has to be 7 because it sees 6 there. This is an 8-6 pair. We've got 1, 7, 9 left here. 9 by the knight's move is ruled out. 6. Oh yeah, look, 6 on the knight's move is getting to there. So we get a 6 here. 4, 5, 6 down here. This cell sees 6 and 5. Excellent. Knight's move is very powerful sometimes. Right, 4 can't be in those cells. That 4 sees that one and that one. So 4's in one of those 2 in box 5. This has now become 2, 7 or 8. Very unlikely that any of those are ruled out by these possibilities. 8, 6514. 4 in column 8 is in one of those two. 1 in one of those three. That's not really going to get us advanced. 9 is in one of those two in box 6. I can't believe I meant to be using this already. Is it this 3-7 pair? They're both seeing that cell as well. Right, what can't this be? 8, 4, 7, 6, 1, 9. It can't be 3 in that pair, and it can't be 5 there. It's a naked 2. That's tough somehow. Because of the 3-7 pair both seeing it. That's very difficult. Now, if I could have ruled out 83 as a prime, then one of those would have to be a 7, but I don't think I can. 77 is obviously not a prime. So this is either 73, 83. Oh, it can't be 87. That can't be a 7, because 77 and 87 are not primes. One is 7 times 11, and one is 3 times 29. So that is a 3. And this is a 7. We've got a 47 in 2 different cages. That's fine. It wasn't prohibited by the rules. This sees 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 6, 9, and is 1 or 5. 3 is in one of those 2 cells in the box. 2, one of those 3. There's a black dot here, which doesn't use 1, 4, or 8. So that must be 6, 3. That's very comfortable. So 5 there. 3 can't be here, so 3 is now here, 9 is here, and 2 finishes the box. That is a 5-7 pair, can't disambiguate those yet. 1, 2, 4 here. This cell sees both 2 and 4 in Knights moves. So we've got a 2-4 pair up there, 6, 8, 9 in this group of cells. 6 sees the bottom one, 9 sees the next one up. This hasn't been resolved. 73 and 83 are both prime. 63, where does 4 go? No, I don't know. This sees 9 and 5, so that's 4 or 7. I'm missing something again here. I wonder if it's Knight's move related. There's a 3 in one of those two. These are, 4, that is 5, 7, or 9. 4 could be anywhere. They can't be a 1 because of that. So 5, 6, and 9, but 9 sees that one by Knight's move. 5 sees that one. 6 is in one of those two. 9 is in one of those 2 cells in column 7, and they both see this cell, including the Knight's move. So the only place for 9 in column 6 is there in the fog, which is very useful. Now, hang on. What am I doing? Taking 9 out of that cell is absolutely bogus. So this is 1, 5, or 6. Let's just do what we can. 9, 6, 3, 5, 1. These are from 2, 4, 7, 8. Don't see what to do. I'm probably missing a Knight's thingy now. At least I'm not forgetting it. I'm just not able to see it wherever it is useful. 5 is in one of those cells, definitely. Five's in one of those two as well. No, that's not definite, because it could be there in the column. It's 6. 6 is in one of those two, so it's the same play reversed. Just as I was looking at 9 in those two not being able to be there, 6 in those two is not able to be there. So this is 6 in the column. We don't get any extra revealed information. That 6 can't be in any of these cells. We knew it was already in one of those two, so that's not interesting. Ooh, it's not getting easier, this. Now, there is a 6 in one of those two, in row 5. There is a 5 in one of those 3. Don't think I've got more information. Let's just look across. 2 is in one of those 2. 3 is in one of those 2. That's looks a little more powerful than some of the others, but doesn't actually get anything done. 9 clearly in one of these 2. Yes, and look, we get to do it again with 9. 9's in one of those, and they both see that. So that's not 9, so... And also, they both see this, of course. Sorry, 9 was in one of these 3. No, it wasn't. The knight's move did for that. But anyway, it can't be here. It must be here. That's a 9. I think we're not going to get any more information under the fog. We're just going to have to solve now. And that's fair enough. But... it makes it a little more attritional somehow. 73 and 83, they're both prime. I'm confident that that's the case. Maybe we'll get one more prime digit somewhere. I honestly don't know. Right, 9 there. 8 can't be there. 8 is in one of these. Oh, that's, you know, whichever one of these 3 is 8 will have a powerful effect on these, but I don't think we've got the info yet. So 2 and 4 must be in this group, along with 1 out of 7 and 8. This is hard to keep making progress in. Flips, and I hope your school term didn't start out easy, or not easy, but start out interesting and approachable and then get harder and harder. But this one's beginning to. Now this digit, 1, 7 or 8, it looks like to me. I think that's all it can be. What else have we got? We've got to just find, it's probably only a matter of 1 or 2 cells that are related to by the knight's move, or create a pattern somewhere that we need to pick up. 2 is in one of those. So then 2 isn't in that. Yeah, that's interesting. Where's 2 in row 2? Because of the position of 2 in box 4, it can't be in those cells. These 2s, keep it out of those 2. Yeah, there is a 2 somewhere there in box 5, but the box 2. But the only place for a 2 in the row is in one of those 2 places. Now, what would that do? If that was a 2, this would be a 4. And 4 would then be in one of these spots. In fact, there is a 4 in one of those. So if 4 was there, it would be here. I don't know. We're not getting there with that. Oh, 6 X-wing. Look, there's a 6 in one of those cells, and there's a 6 in one of those cells. So the 6 in column 3 must be in one of those 2, which matches up with the 6 there to form an X-wing in rows 1 and 3. I mean, it's interesting, but it's not solving anything for me. What's going on? There must be, is there some shoutable digit just sitting there mocking me at the moment? Or do I have to do something still slightly clever? Okay, I'm going to try something clever. Those digits are 4, 5 and 7, and they all see this one. which also can't be 9, 3, or 2. It also can't be 1, because one of those is a 1. So this digit is 6 or 8. If I could just rule one of those out, we would be back in business. Now, if it was an 8, that would be the 8 in box 5. And where would 8 be in row 4? It would have to be there. And we'd have 8s in these positions. That does look possible. So the alternative is that that is 6, which gives us 6 here, 6 there, and 6 there. And again, that looks possible. Now, maybe those two have some sort of overlap cell. But I don't know. I can't see how that would work. Okay, one of these three is 8. And that means this can't be 8. Is that any use? Well, it puts 8 in one of these 3 places. And we know 8's in one of those 3. If it's there, it's there. If it's there, it's there. And if it's there, it's there. That's weird. There's sort of symmetrical pairs of possible 8s in that group. I mean, that is not 8. Okay, so 8 in row 2. This can't be 8 because of that 8-9 pair. This can't be 8 because of that 8 triple. So 8 in row 2 is in one of these 3 cells. It's not in that one because we have this 8 down in row 8. So one of those 3 and one of those 2 . 8 there. Wow, I mean, it gets quite complicated, but 8 survives on that basis. 8 there and there gives us 8 here. Then it's 2 of those 4, and I don't think that gets resolved. And the other possibility is 8 in those 2, giving us an 8 in one of those, therefore not in row 1, column 7. So 8, that doesn't look possible anymore. Well, that's quite interesting. Let's check this out. So what I'm suggesting is that 8, if 8 is there, that's 8. Now, they all stop these being 8. So 8 would be in one of those cells in box 2 and not here. So it would be there instead. Then it couldn't be here. And then, in fact, it's perfectly simple. These 2 positions for 8 in row 2 rule out that. Sorry, that's taken so long to see. Now 8 is in one of these 2 cells and not here. Right, so we've got 8 there, 8 there, 8 there. And 8 where? I don't know. These 2 will dictate those 2. Again, yeah, they're symmetrically apart. So that's one array that's possible. The other one is this one. But that leaves 8s, in an X-wing formation in rows 1 and 3 that I can't again resolve. So I don't think I can go any further. That's frustrating. Okay, so what have I learned? This cell isn't 8. Well, that is interesting. If it's not 8, it's 1 or 5. And now I've suddenly got a pair here. Very unexpectedly. So this is a 3-8-6 triple. And that can't be 6 by Knight's Move, and this can't be 8 by ordinary Sudoku. I'm taking out the corner marks, so that's a 3-6-8 triple. 5 and 9 are down here. These are from 1, 2, 4, 7. They must include 1 and 2. So now that can't be 1 or 2. But I mean, this is a long way up the grid. It also can't be 3. Can't be 9 or 6. It's just not quite resolved for me. So, okay, let's have a look at this 1-5 pair again. Are they doing anything more interesting than just being a pair? I mean, they're both looking at that cell, but that already sees a 1 and a 5, so that's not advancing the cause. Oh, I'm finding this very difficult. I want more info. I want more info. I want more dots or arrows or X's or prime cages. I just need something else to get me going, because it's very hard to spot these sort of pairs that rule things out. Okay, this can't be 3, 6 or 8 because of that triple. It also can't be 9 or 1. Now, I mean, that leaves quite a few possibilities, but maybe some of them are better than others. 3, 6, 8, 9 and 5. These are from 1, 2, 4, 7 as well. I'm going to pencil mark those as well while I'm here. And this meant, it didn't mean that that couldn't be 4 or 7. Okay, but 8's in one of those two cells, so not here. 8's also not there. The 8 in row 3 is either here or in one of these two. Now, what do we know about that? Not an awful lot. 3, 6, 5, 1. Oh, okay, maybe let's look at this being a 4, 7, 8 triple that all see this cell, which also can't be 2, 9 or 6. So that is 1, 3 or 5. Now, what would that do? It would form 2/3 of a pair or 3/4 of a quad. 6 has to be in one of those two, along with either 1 or 5. Okay, if this was 5, I mean, I can see that that gives me a 5 here, 5 in one of those two. I've already got 5 in one of those, so we get 5 there. Let's just highlight the other potential 5s with, they'd be all over the board. And I don't see quite how they would take me forward. Goodness gracious, am I probably just missing a knight's move? I feel that's the sort of only way this puzzle can carry on and still keep me at bay is by me just missing something that could be done. Okay, if that's not a 7, so if that's a 4, then 7's in one of those two cells, which rules it out of those. So if that's a 4, that's a 7. Now, otherwise, that's a 7. So one of those two is definitely a 7, which is interesting. It's certainly not both of them. I don't think those two are looking at any cells where I need new information at the moment. So let's consider this being a 7. Then that's a 1. Then we need a 7 in one of those two, which obviously, no, okay, if this is a 7, we've got 7 in one of those two, 7 in one of those two. 7 in one of those 3 and one of those 2. I mean, don't tell me that I haven't worked out that 83 or 73 aren't prime. I'm sure they're both prime. Yeah, I'm really confident about that. And that would be a hideous way to have gone down in a blaze of less than glory. No, I'm just stuck. I just need to see something here. What can't I see? I mean, it's a daft question, because whatever it is clearly very important, and I can't see it. But it's driving me crazy now. Okay, there's a 3. All of these are ruled out by ordinary 3s in Sudoku. I'm not going to get there with 3s. 9s, they just seem too far away from box 1. 2s, one of those is a 2. Therefore, these aren't 2s. Also, those aren't 2s. Yes, I got excited earlier when I limited 2 to those 2 positions in row 2, but it didn't fry my potatoes particularly. Goodness gracious. Right, 3's in one of those. So neither of those are 3. Oh, yes. I mean, that's obvious given the 3 down here. So that doesn't do anything. I can't see this. I literally can't see progression here at all. Have I forgotten some grid marking that is just massive and obvious? Six, 9. I mean, I wonder when I do see it if I'll be kicking myself or if I'll be going, my goodness, that was hard. It's probably the former. One of these is a 2. We do need a 2 in row 3. I feel I have those candidates available at the moment. And I mean, I suppose... Oh no, I was going to say they all see that cell, but so does an actual 2 I've got in the grid. If it was there, then we'd have a 2 in one of those, and that would be 2. There really are no unexplored markings. I'm absolutely certain about that. This is just a knight's move puzzle now that I can't find the way through. So frustrating. I suspect Flipson has been very clever and I am being pretty... Yeah, I've got it. I've got it. It's not simple, but it is the sort of knight's move thing one ought to be able to see. 7 is in one of those cells. Now, I looked at this group of cells and saw their effect there. I didn't notice their effect here. This cell can't be 4, 7 or 8. And therefore, since we seem to have worked out it can't be a 2, yes, it's a 1. There we go. That's all it takes. But my goodness, that feels hard. I'm not kicking myself too much. I mean, yes, I should have spotted it, but it ain't easy. Now, black dot here. So no 5 or 7 on either side of it. One of those now has to be a 4 according to this fairly detailed pencil marking that I've done. So one of these 2 is a 4. This is either, well, let's look at that 1. That's looking at that cell, which is 3 or 5. I mean, I do hope not to have to go through these same longueurs of difficulty again. That's not a 1. This one again is 4, 7 or 8. I'm going to pencil mark that finally, since, especially as a reward for it, since it was part of the trouble I was having. Now, okay, it's got to be the black dot. We got a new black dot, and that feels exciting to an extent. Or is it? No, here's an interesting spot. 1 in this box now. I mean, this is just as hard, by the way. So I'm glad I've got this quickly. 1's ruled out of those cells. So 1's in one of those, and they all see that cell, which can't be a 1. Now in box 1, all of those are ruled out, and 1 is in one of those 2 positions, and we get the 1 in box 7, which will no doubt do nothing. But we've got a 1 up here now. That can't be a 1, so the 1 in row 2 is here. Maybe that was the easier way of seeing it. Nothing cleared under the fog, so presumably this takes us home by Sudoku in a moment. 196. Now 3 can't be there. 3 must be in one of those 2 cells in row 2. Row 2 is actually much more powerful than the other rows in the puzzle at the moment. Still no giveaways. My goodness, not. Right, 1 in row 1 is there or there. And then we've got 1 in row 5. I don't think they are resolved. If that was an 8, this would be a 4-2 pair. 9, 1. And that would be 8. I can't see how that helps. We're still not there. We are still not to the finish line at all. Gosh. 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, triple. 2, 9, 6. Ah, yes. 3. 3 is, we know, in one of those cells. Yes, sorry, the phone may ping a bit. That is because I have run into the time. I didn't think it would take this long for some reason. I've run into the time when countdown's on the TV, and I've got friends telling me about my performance. 7-9 pair. They both see that cell. This will finish it. They both see that cell as well. Right, that's huge. Okay. So it's the sort of thing I was struggling with earlier. But in fact, that was the sort of thing I did a bit quicker earlier. And now I'm struggling with that aspect. But that's going to get quite a lot done. Look at that. It does tidy up that. This can't be a 4. 4, 8, 3. We've got that 1, 5 pair. This 2, 7 pair. No. 4, 9, 5. Gosh, I mean, it's all got to work, but it doesn't get to work quickly. Right, this is a 2, 4, 7 triple. And I know this one isn't a 4. 2, 4, 7, 9. This includes 6. So these are from 1, 3, 8, 5. That is 5 or 8. This one, 2, 4, 7, 9, 6. 1, 3, 5 or 8, which is quite a feast of possibilities. 1, 5, 2, 4. I'm still not done here. Right, if that's 8, 4, then 6, 5. Then we have 2 and 7 left in the row. It's so not easy, Knights Move puzzles. 2, 4 pair there. 1, 4, 8. We've got... No, I'm not seeing... Are these a set that I can't quite identify? There is a 6 in one of those cells and a 6 in one of those. 8 is looking at that cell. I mean, there's probably another way to do it by this stage in the puzzle, but I'm not finding it because I'm feeling a bit beaten up. Right, 8 there sorts out the black dot. That is going to finish it, actually. I mean, I've promised that before and been wrong, but... That 5 sees all of those positions for 5. So 5 goes there. That's a 3. That's a 6. That's a 1. That's an 8. That's a 9. That's an 8. This isn't 2. 5, 4, 2. 1, 3, 5. I still think... Oh, the 1, 5 here is done in the central box. That 7, 9 is not done. This... Don't look in that column. Look in this column. 8 in this column must be there now. 1, 4. That's become a 2. That's just Sudoku. 7, 4, 2. Wow, I mean, that was as hard a Knights Move puzzle as I've done in a long time. But, oh, we get a 3 in the corner just at the death. This has to be a 9. This is the last deadly pattern, but it's fixed by that. And there we go. That is Flipson's Welcome to Secondary School. Oh, oh, I didn't get a tick. That's distressing. Is the answer not input? Have I missed a cell? Have I got an error? Have I got an easy error to fix, or have I got a really hard error? Let's look at the 1s. Any Knights moves? 1s. Can't see any. 2s. Can't see any. 3s. Don't think so. 4s. It could be that the solution's been input wrong. I mean, I'm praying for that at the moment because it felt like everything was right to me. 5s, can't see any Knights moves. 6, still can't. 7s, don't think so. 8s, yes, there is a Knights move 8 that is a disaster. Holy moly, what have I done here? Right. Nowhere to put 8 in that, so something's gone wrong before that. Oh, maybe it was here when I announced that that 5... Oh, look, I thought that was the only place left to put a 5 in the box. Completely wrong. Sven software is amazing. So I should have started with that 8, looking at that cell. Goodness, it's easy to get to the end of this and think you're right. Now, this has become a 3, though, I think. That is correct. With a 1 here and a 6 here, so I should pay more attention to my own pencil marks and less to what I presume is coming out of a revelation. Dear me. Anyway, we didn't end on the wrong note, thank goodness. 7 and 6 here we can fill in. That's an 8. Now, 9 and 3 at the top. Totally different finish. We didn't have the same deadly pattern at all. We still get the 3 in the corner, losing its religion. And we get a 7 and 9 here, and that is the right answer instead. Goodness me, what a mess up. Excellent. Thank you, Flipson. I hope your day went better than mine with your puzzle. Thanks for watching, as always, on the channel. Great fun. Do have a look at Countdown if you're in the UK, and you can watch it on Catch Up. And I will see you soon. Bye for now.